Do you think he'd be willing to
Hello, hello. If you're coming in, I'm Lara Joe. Let's see what you need to know today. Come on in. Okay, maybe. Hello, hello. Actually, maybe I like the low lighting better. Let's see. Alright. We're going to do collective messages. We have 7 of Cups and Page of Cups in reverse. So someone being very immature in their emotions. Grass is greener somewhere else is what they're thinking, but it's leaving them upside down. Is this you? Do you have decision overload and fatigue? All right, let's see. The Sun and Queen of Swords. You need to be very decisive about what it is that you truly want, what your happiness is, and what it is that you want to see long term, and cut out anything that is not going in that direction. Right, so Queen of Swords is being decisive, deciding head over heart decisions, and being like, anything that does not make me jump for joy and seek happiness, sunshine, is not for me. So, getting out of those unclear decisions. Sorry, my nose is, it's like something's tickling my nose. Getting out of those unclear decisions about your emotions, deciding what it is that you truly want to see come into fruition. All right, 10 of Pentacles. Get really focused. Get very clear about what it is that you want, that it is that you can create your stability, that your happiness on. Right, so stop focusing on dreams that you're not sure about anymore and get really excited. If it's not like a hell yeah, it needs to be a fuck no. Right? Temperance, patience, balance. Feels like you may be learning something new. So being patient with yourself as you are a beginner. And sometimes this is new, just being a new you, trying different things. So patience and balance with yourself, especially with that temperance energy. Let us see. An 8 of Cups in reverse. It's time to get moving. Get out of your head, deciding what it is that you truly want, and emotionally what it is that you're truly wanting. Okay, so make a decision, make a plan, stick with it, stick to it, and start moving. Let's see what else, if anything, out of this deck that we need. And the Star and High Priestess. This has come out in multiple decks the last few days, so I love the confirmation. The Star and High Priestess is saying it's time to tap into your intuition and determine what it is that your heart desires. This feels like wish come true from childhood, right? So recognizing, okay, what is your inner child calling you to bring back? Right? What did you wish upon a star? When you thought about wishing upon a star as a child, what did you wish for? Because your intuition is asking for you to go back and bring it back, right? Resurrect it. See what it is that you truly want before the world told you that you could not be that. So, hello. I'm Lara Joe, SirenLara. If you're coming in, say hi. If you're wanting answers, we are doing collective energy reads. 5 of Swords in reverse, getting out of your head and determining, okay, we can't keep doing this. All right? So, hello. I'm Lara Joe, SirenLara. Let's see what you need to know. 7 of Swords, there was a lot of deception, betrayals around you, determining who is friend and who is foe, and cutting them out of your life. All right? Chariot and Knight of Swords being decisive. Knight of Swords and Chariot is saying we're moving towards what it is that we truly want, right? So family energy, Cancer is the mother, the family energy. So recognizing and cutting off anything that is no longer for you, okay? So becoming really focused. What does family look like for you, and what is it that you truly want? And cutting out anything that is not helping support that. So, hello, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. If you're coming in, say hi, like, comment, share. If you're looking for energy or information, then reciprocation is how you get that. 10 of Cups, you're looking for your happily ever after. Here's the part of it. No one else can create that happily ever after for you. So you truly have to determine what is it that you want and then go chase that, right? You get one life, so stop thinking that that life is meant for someone else to build. Stop thinking that other people's experiences are more important than yours. So 10 of Cups is saying, what is it that you truly want and desire? Okay? All right, we'll take those two. 4 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. So needing to rest after betrayals, heartbreaks, after going through financial losses, and trying to rebalance your rebalances your ground, rebalances your pentacles and your stability. So taking that time to rest, recuperate, regroup, right? We need that rest to be able to integrate the information that we've learned. And sometimes when we go through that financial loss, is learning how to be able to resource, like appropriately use our resources. So sometimes we need that so that we know how to budget and create bigger creations off of little budgets. 7 of Pentacles or 7 of Cups in reverse. So becoming very clear about what decisions you are wanting and making sure that you realize that salt and sugar look the same, and yet if they are used in the wrong capacity, then they can have disastrous results. So 7 of Cups, making sure in reverse that you are putting what it is that you truly want in your cup, right? And that it is helping you grow in the direction that you need to. So Cups are your emotions, making sure that your emotions are good. And also knowing you cannot help anyone else before you help yourself. So you have to make sure that you are satisfied and that your cup is filled. All right? All right. Amy, for did you conceive, we'll go with Swords or yes. Anything else is a no. Did Amy conceive? Swords are a yes. Let us see. We have 10 of Wands. So, I do not see conception, but what I will say with 10 of Wands, put down any burdens. They're not for you, right? You can't bring in a new baby if you're carrying everyone else's burdens. So, in order to conceive, put down everyone else's burdens. Also with Page of Wands, make sure that you are, like, being mature about what it is that you're truly wanting. All right. And guys, we are going to be doing collective energy reads. I will answer Tanya and Sanaya, and then we'll go. So Tanya, we'll just message you. Swords or yes. All right. But yeah, Libra Queen, putting down the burdens of everything else before you can conceive, and making sure that you are bringing in the things that are going to be a good environment for a baby. Tanya, 8 of Swords is yes, but get out of your head about it. Okay? So, yes, Justin will message you, but there's something that's like you are in denial about, so you need to be very realistic, because it feels like this could be a loop that holds you for a very long time if you don't move past it, and you are meant to move past it, right? Not them. All right. Sanaya, will you get into nursing school this year? For Swords are a yes. And then, guys, we're going back into collective energy reads. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. If you want personalized messages, that is booking a one-on-one with me. Let's see. All right, for getting into nursing school this year, we see the Devil. It does come out in reverse, so that would be a no for getting into nursing school, but there are some patterns, like some things that you need to work through the devil upright speaks to like addictions and family, like it's patterns, right? Thought forms and patterns. So it doesn't feel like you're getting in this year, but what you do need to work on is focusing on making sure you have good habits to get into nursing school. So being really diligent about making sure that you know all of the information or what you need to know for testing or to get in. Okay? All right, guys, we are getting into collective energy reads, so I'm not answering personals. If you want personal messages, that is booking me. That's getting one-on-one time booking with me. Hermit energy is go within, so you do not go without. If you're constantly wondering what someone else is doing, you're missing the point because this is a solo journey. So Hermit is asking you to seek the light within yourself that you see in others, because you deserve to take care of you and make sure that you're good. So Hermit is making sure that you are okay before focusing on anyone else. So, right, you will be busy. Like, here's the part, guys. Chasing energy. I do not chase. And here's this, right? I always say, like, people are going, are you going to chase that dog? I'm like, no. Because that dog is always going to run away from me because either it's scared because I'm chasing it, so it thinks it's like in danger, or it thinks it's a game. And in either way, it's always ahead of me. So I don't chase men, I don't chase dogs, I don't chase kids, right? You should not either. Anything that you're chasing, right? It's always going to run away from you thinking that it's a game or that it's scared because you're chasing it. It goes with other people. If you're constantly wondering what they're doing or you're constantly chasing their validation, they're going to think it's a game or they're going to run away because they're scared. So don't do that. All right, Ace of Swords and High Priestess, using logic, discernment, and intuition to cut off anything that is not for you. Here's what I learned. When I went within Hermit energy, when I started listening only to myself, it was a lot easier to discern who was bullshit, right, and who was trying to lead me astray. So in order to hear your own inner authority or that with your creator, you're going to have to get alone. Right? You can't listen to everyone else because everyone else is trying to get you to create their dreams. And they create from a different place. So you need to focus on what it is that you are doing. But on top of that, you need to get by yourself. That's why they talk about like a 40-day journey. Okay, well, Jerry, we're not asking the cards if the Holocaust really happened. Not tonight. If that's something you want to explore, then book time with me. And if you want to book time with me, that's like a deeper discussion. But, alright. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We are here reading for the highest good of the collective. We're not going to talk about things that can be potentially insensitive. Alright. Hello. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Let's see what we need to know. And normally what I teach everybody about is shadow work, right? It's about doing your own inner work so you don't hurt others in your own inner battle. All right. Eight of Swords, Queen of Cups. Let's see. The Tower and the Sun. Ooh, this is some spicy energy. Okay, Eight of Swords is getting out of your head. It's realizing, like, this is a battle that you are fighting only with yourself. So you need to get out of your head. The Tower is letting shit go. Recognizing if you can't change what's happening, let it go. Because then the sun comes out, right? The sun is saying that it shows up every day. Day in, day out, you will too. So if you're willing to go through the storm, which is the Tower, the sun will come out. The Queen of Cups, though, is recognizing you need to pour into your emotions and decide what is important to you. You can't keep pouring into everyone else's cup and expect to be satisfied, especially if no one is pouring into you, into your dreams. So being very real with yourself and with who in your life shows up and who does not. So when you go through a hard time, who actually shows up? And if no one shows up for you, then you need to recognize that too. Because people will show you who they are when you have nothing to offer them, right? So, Erin, my little love, I need you to... Okay, so, Erin, while you're waiting for a girlfriend, I need you to go out and date you. Because you will find a girlfriend when you're out doing the things that you like to do. And if all you're hanging around is boys, then maybe you need to adjust, like, what your life looks like, right? So, hello. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. We're doing collective tarot. If you want personal answers, come book with me one-on-one. And if you need help in finding guidance on how to find like where you need to be, come talk to me, right? I help others find their own magic. What I do see is Seven of Cups. There are lots of options in love around you, but you have to decide what is it that you truly want. What is it that fulfills your cup or your emotional body? So if you have options, make sure that you're making the option that makes your soul go like, yes, this is what I truly want. Not what anybody else wants, not what your mom wants, your dad, not anything of that, but what it is that you truly want. So you have plenty of options. You just have to decide what it is that makes you happy, and long term what it is that you're truly looking for, or not long term, right? You have to decide what truly fits for you, and what fits for you isn't what fits for everyone else, and you can't decide your experience based on everyone else. King of Swords in reverse. This is people pleasing. You've been people pleasing too long, putting other people's opinions above what it is that you're truly wanting. So if that's how it's going currently, okay, well, you need to recognize you are the star of your own life. What you truly desire matters, right? You get one magical life. And also remember that this is other people's first lives too. So you're learning and growing. You're not going to be perfect, and not anyone else is either, right? We're all in this together. Four of Cups, feeling left out in the cold, but recognizing it's just not your time yet. Aaron, here's what I'm going to say to you, baby. I had this happen with someone where I had this happen with one of the people I love the most. And they're like, I watched everyone else date. I watched everyone else get into serious relationships. I've watched them also break up. And they were upset. And I said, baby, you get to watch that as like a learning experience. You got to watch everybody else fuck up. And you didn't even have to get your toes in the water and have that experience. And you look better because of it. Because you didn't have somebody stressing you out, right? Like, but this was the part when they actually got into a relationship, it was a relationship worth having. So while they could have gone out and had all that experience with others, they got to watch everyone else have the experience, and they got to learn from it. And then when they got to have the experience, they were wiser because they learned from everybody else's mistakes. So it may not be that you don't, like, yeah, you may be getting a girlfriend soon, but maybe you had to watch other people's experiences so that you could have a good experience with the one you get. Hopefully that makes sense. Hello, Mystic One. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Come on in, guys. We're doing collective energy reads. If you're wanting one-on-ones, right, book some time with me. I do a 10-minute, $10 intro, so it's not a huge time or energy commitment or financial commitment on your part, but you get to check me out and see if you like my vibe and if you like my answers and if you want to work with me extendedly, right? I help people change their life in real life rapidly, right? We do things that it works, right? Because you haven't done it before, so I help shake your life so you change your life in real life. 9 of Wands and 10 of Swords. So 9 of Wands is finally walking away from the burdens. 10 of Swords is mentally being like, you have had every sword in your back, so it's time to go, right? If you recognize, ooh, this is only heartbreak, pain, burdens, work, you gotta go. I had an example where someone said they're like, every time you go through this experience, you always look stressed out. And I looked at the picture roll and I'm like, because every time I have this type of experience, I always get hurt. So why would I want to keep doing it? So it's recognizing what experiences leave you fried. They leave you in pain. They leave you confused. And you have to recognize, okay, I'm going to stop putting myself in these situations because I don't like feeling that way. I don't like feeling out of character. I don't like getting hurt. I don't like spending the money. So you recognizing, okay, where are you bleeding in your life, financially, emotionally, spiritually, in whichever way, and then correct that, right? No one else can do that part. No one else can fix your life for you. You have to be willing to fix it. So it's recognizing, okay, what in my life do I need to correct? And then how do I start correcting it? And if you don't know how, come talk to me. Four of Wands, this is building stability. Four of Wands is the happiest card in the, well, it's one of the stable cards in the deck. It's a union card because it's saying we have that foundation, right? Think every house has four walls on the exterior. That's how we build the foundation. That as well, when we're building unions, we each bring two parts to make the whole of our union. So Four of Wands is saying we're going to build what it is we truly want. You have to know what you're going to put in that space, in that relationship. All right. Page of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. You've been dealing with that poverty, that lack, that balance. This is giving you the ability to know how to budget and resource. Hello, hello, karma. So, Page of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. This is knowing how to make things work even when you have very little, and that's a beautiful skill. Tap back into that. When you go, oh my gosh, I can't hardly afford how to pay XYZ. No, you figured out how to budget, right? Down to the very tiny bit. So remember, that is a very useful skill. Because if you, and this is, well, when you're trying to create something, right? The universe wants you to be able to do it with very minimal, right? Because if you can create that thing that you want with very minimal, think of what you can do when you actually have the resources to create it on a mass scale. So anything in life, think of it like a prototype, right? You don't want to go out and create like a huge production of it. You want to see with the limited resources, what can you make? And then you maximize that, right? Hello, hello. So if you're coming in, I'm Lara Jo. How are you? List that. We're speaking about love. We're speaking about spirituality, anything kind of. We are doing collective reads. If you want to book with me, I do Reiki, sun therapy, inner child healing, PTSD. We do a little bit of everything all rolled into one. We change your life in real life rapidly because we get down to the things that you don't want to change and look at. Those are typically the things that come and show you like, hey, if you want to get to your goal, this is what you're going to have to do, right? So, hello, hello. You can call me the bully if it means that you change your ways and get to where you need to be. King of Wands, decisive, passionate, fiery, whether this is you or someone else, but this is someone who takes the keys in their life and they decide, okay, this is where I'm going. So, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it's saying, okay, let's take charge. Let's be bold. If you can't find the man, be the man, right? If people say I act manly, it's because I couldn't find the man. I had to be the man. And guys, I am a Libra, which apparently the rumor on the street is that Libra women are actually men. And that's true. And I got offended for a minute, but then I was like, no, that's true. Because we balance everything. So if we're around a man that's being womanly, I'm like, we become the man. If we're around a woman, we become the man. So, knowing though, with King of Wands, being decisive, being the masculine driving force in your life and giving fire and direction on which way you need to go. So, this is being your own boss, deciding what it is that you truly want and taking action, right? I feel a lot of that is, okay, you need to figure out what your passion is and then move forward in that direction. If you don't know what your passion is, do childlike activities. Like, go back to your inner child, because your inner child has a good key as to what it is that you're truly supposed to be doing now. You forgot that inner child had a voice and wants to speak. So, all right, Magician. It's time to get magical and whimsical. Play. Remember, okay, and the inner child for me, like, I used to love making potions. So Magician is going back to the inner child and saying, okay, did you forget how to make potions again? Do you remember making mud pies or making a wand out of anything? So Magician, inner child is saying, okay, it's time to play with the elements you have in your environment. And now you just have a bigger budget because you're an adult and you can buy what you want. So when you become the magician as an adult, you get to play with bigger tools because, you know, you control the wallet. Hello, hello. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Come on in. Let's see what you need to know. All right. That was too much. And we'll take that as what that is. Alright, I'm going to change decks. And I'm about to hop out because I just got a whole mess. Alright, let's see. We're going to pull from the Chosen Ones Oracle. Let's see what you need to know. I'm Larry Joe, Siren Song Lover. Okay. We have trauma. So time to unpack your trauma. If you don't realize you have trauma, you probably have more trauma than you realize. You've been masking for too long, so it is time. Come sit with me. We can talk about it. Shadow work is a real thing. Let's talk about it. Inner child healing. Okay, not only are you a miracle, one is on its way too. So remembering that you have survived every hard day that you've ever been through, right? When people feel down, I like to remind them, you have gotten through 100% of your hardest days. And that is a miracle. And because you are brave enough to keep going, to see what the next day holds, you also get to see what miracles that holds. Because at any point, everything can change. So, don't let your trauma define you. You are not what happened to you. You are the one that was brave enough to keep going after it happened. Okay, you had evil family members. That's not yours to carry. I need you to remember that. Just because other people are evil does not mean that you are evil. Just because evil things happen to you does not mean that you deserved it or that you are evil. Okay, that's your trauma talking. Please be brave enough to stay. I don't know who that's for. Please be brave enough to stay. We need you. Because your survival story will be someone else's blueprint to how they survive. Especially men. If you're struggling with trauma and you're struggling with survival, please stay. We need you. Right? We need the strong men that survive the fires. So. Okay. We have goddess energy. Oh man. That's tapping in. That's embracing. And black sheep, you never fit in, right? Because you were meant to stand out. That black sheep, here's how I love to look at it though. The black sheep was this the sacrificial lamb, and then they turned into the black sheep, and then the spiritual goat, right? After the scapegoat. So keep going. Alrighty, let's see. What else? If anything else, I might be ready to hop out. We'll see. Alright. So, psychic attacks, Lemurian blood, and Jesus descendant. Alright, guys. I'm Larry Joe. I'm gonna hop out. I will catch you later. Bye.